Who's closer to Kansas City and Cincinnati right now, Buffalo or Jacksonville?
I want to say Buffalo because I like what the quarterback can be, but after watching him, I'm serious. He's moved down. He's moved down the ranking when I come to looking at what he's capable of. Playoff Josh ain't the same guy. Operating Josh, like he got to go talk to somebody on like improvising. You know what I'm saying? His level of backyard football, it has no method to it, Caleb.
Yeah.
Not like Joe Burrow, not like Patrick, almost not like Trevor. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a multitude of quarterbacks. Heck, even Brock Purdy's and even Jalen Hurts. Like in the world of like making plays this weekend, Josh Allen failed.
Yeah. And look, I think Trevor Lawrence still has a little growing to do, but the sky's the limit for him. I mean, he's younger than Josh, and the expectations had not actually been on him right away because of the former head coach, Urban Meyer, and people just kind of gave him a pass, which I kind of give him a pass to that first year. Now you're seeing Doug Peterson be able to work with him more. You're seeing not just more out of Trevor Lawrence, you're seeing more out of this entire team. And I like Sean McDermott, don't get me wrong. But if Josh Allen doesn't get his stuff together when it comes to figuring out the mental side of things, maybe not trying to do too much, when it comes to playoff time, like I think the Jags could quickly be the better team in terms of that, in terms of going further. Now, I'm not saying that's going to be the case next year, but guess what? We all thought this is the Bills' year. Bills fans thought this is the year. And he's still not producing in the playoffs like he needs to be. That's cause for concern in my eyes.
To answer your question, though, Will, I think it is Jacksonville. And this, I'll say scared, but I think most people are scared because they don't know what they're capable of moving forward. Like, you know Trevor has it, and they got a defense that got a lot of guys, too. I'm more afraid of what Jacksonville's capable of doing than I am Buffalo, because Buffalo has to have everything work right. Their offensive line this past weekend was porous, and truth be told, it's been porous a lot of this season, and nobody's actually put, a real label on that. The run game is shoddy. It's not consistent as you need it to be. Cincinnati exposed that. I think Jacksonville has a more stable running game than Buffalo does, too. It's a matter of, like you said, Trevor actually being able to grow up right now.
Right.
And that's why I think, yes, they take a level up. And plus, I like their head coach, and I don't think anybody else can say he's not that guy.
They're also getting another piece to play with in the offense, and that's Calvin Ridley in the offseason. So
you're probably going to add him, and you're probably going to lose Evan Ingram. Because on a one-year prove-it deal, that guy is due for a major payday the way that he played this past season.
Which is crazy, because I don't think we saw that happening.
They're not paying a quarterback, though, too, so they could bring him back.
For me, I still have to see Trevor Lawrence build on what he did this past season.
Yeah.
24 of 39 against Kansas City, 217 yards, 1 touchdown, an interception. The best throw that he made the entire game was just a stone-cold drop by Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
That they're going to have to shore up a little bit. I still just think Trevor Lawrence makes too many big mistakes for me.
Yeah.
To say that they are already closer to Kansas City and Cincinnati than Buffalo. And yes, I know in saying that Josh Allen is the same guy. He makes a lot of mistakes. He led the NFL in interceptions this year. Josh Allen did, if you include the postseason and the race that him and Dak Prescott have been on to throw the most interceptions in the league. The difference, though, is I'm not ready to crown Trevor Lawrence as another Joe Burrow yet.
Right.
Because that broke down on Saturday when Trevor lost. Joe Burrow went to Tennessee and beat the number 1 seed in his, prove-it season.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence did it in his second season. I think Trevor Lawrence is really good. We talk about this all the time, being a copycat league. I think fans, media also follows that as well, and we try to make two things the same. We try to say, oh, well, this is the same as Cincinnati. This is
so true.
We're going to do this again, right?
Yep.
Just like with wherever, I don't know, the next veteran quarterback is that tries to be the next Matthew Stafford. Oh, this is just another Matthew. Sometimes things can just be a standalone flash in the pan because you have a transcendent talent. And I think Joe Burrow, it's disrespectful to him to really compare anybody else to that guy right now. as good as he is and as
It
cool
really
as
is.
he is.
He's got the whole everything going for him. Like everything from the mental side to the tools side to the stay calm.
Yeah.
The whole package, right?
And that's not a insult to Trevor. That's more a compliment to Joe and saying,
I think so.
I'm not ready to compare Trevor Lawrence as another Joe Burrow at this point. I think Jacksonville's got to prove
That's
it.
fair.
Because you look at the fumbles for Trevor this past season, the interceptions in year one, we saw those rear their ugly head again this year for Josh Allen after he kind of put away those issues to the side for most of this season. I need to see it for a full year from Jacksonville before I crown them as that next team.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair. But I'll say this. The idea of what you're going to get next year at least makes you think they're going to be better. He got to prove it. And he's young enough to get better, too.
Can
The
I throw
Titans
this
don't
out
know this
here?
right now. Go ahead.
But this was also a season while they might tell you, well, we expected this, this, and this. I think this was a little unexpected from the Jags this season.
Yeah. But they also learned, man.
Yeah, no, and that's the bonus you can take from it, right?
Yep.
But now you're going to be looked at as a team like, okay, you're the team in the AFC South, or that's what the national media is now saying. Trevor Lawrence, keys to the car.
So is.
Now there's no kind of like, oh, they did it this year. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, you got to do it again.
Yep. I agree.
And they were one fumble six away from not even making the playoffs at all against the Titans.
Oof.
Speaking of things that people tried to make the same, trying to say that a Josh Allen pass. The
Well-
Zone social media said that
I mean, you could
that
look
pass
at
was
that
the
a
same
little.
as Josh
They
Allen.
didn't look too far into the Josh Dobbs replay,
No.
where they seem to take time on some others.
Yeah, sure. That's fair. But I think both were the right call. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, I think they both are. I think they both are fumbles.
You think they both were fumbles?
The Allen and Dobbs. Yeah, I thought both of them were fumbles. I do.
The Josh Dobbs one was definitely a fumble.
Yeah, I thought Allen's was a fumble.
We got to get a former ref on here or something to discuss.
I know. I'd love to hear like
I
an
know why.
opinion by an official.
Met him recently, too. Like,
Really?
for real. Yep.
Oh, nice.
All right, we'll make it happen.
Okay.
Coming up next. The best
For real.
Awkward silence.
the best part about
Well, I mean, what?
We went from literally screaming about Cougars to awkward silence.
Why do you think we're top of the show? Why do you think we're number one?
BarrettSportsMedia.com if you want to find more details on
Oh
that.
my goodness.
Coming up next, the best part about this AFC Championship game matchup, meaning the NFL can't copy college football, and the worst part of college football. Coming up next on Ramon, Kayla, and Will, 104.5 The Zone.
Good job!